Welcome everybody to the Latin Nerds Network. My name is Jose and this is my review for Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. One I've been highly anticipating for a couple years now, coming off, of course, Dead Reckoning Part 1. Truth be told, I'm a huge fan of this franchise. I think it's the best action franchise around. John Wick's the only thing that really comes close, and if you're gonna make an argument that's better, I'm not gonna fight you on that. There's another John Wick coming, so maybe it will be better. Who knows? But as of now, Mission Impossible is king in terms of action franchises. I think now 8 movies in. This one here, of course, it's been rumored whether this is the last one or not. Who knows, right? There's talks that it is, and maybe it continues. But if it is the last one, I'll say this is going out on a high note. This is a great film. It really is, and it's even and although the last one was good, wasn't one of the better films in the franchise. This one surpasses it in every way. I really enjoy what they did here, and it's a kind of different type of Mission Impossible film, and I'll get to that in a second. But this one here, listen, this one, obviously you need to have seen the last one to make sense, right? Yeah, I haven't seen the last one, interested in the series, I highly recommend it. This one here, of course, continuing the story, what happened with this entity, right, this AI, which is kind of taking over cyberspace, taking over everything. And of course, Ethan Hunt's the only man who can stop it, right? Because it's Ethan Hunt, goddammit, that's what he do. If this one picks up maybe a few months now, the entity's pretty much taken over almost everything, including all nuclear weapons from the major powers in the world. Ethan Hunt has the key, literally the key to maybe try to stop it at the source. And of course, everyone's going after him because they all want a piece of the pie. They all want to take control, and Ethan Hunt is reluctant to let that control go. But of course, he's off again to the mission to save the world, if you will. Returning characters, Ving Rhames was there from the beginning. Simon Pegg has been there for a long time back. Haley Atwell, who was in the last film, comes back here. It's a lot of returning characters. And now there's a lot of callbacks to the prior Mission Impossibles. This is an early review. It's a couple weeks away. For you guys, I would recommend maybe going back and kind of rewatching the other ones to set up this one, particularly if this is the last one, because I said there's a lot of references to the original film. So I think the third film, I believe, a couple of others, and it really kind of brings everything back, almost like a full circle from the original. Even a returning character, which was actually pretty cool. I actually ended up really working, a character we haven't seen since the first film. So I thought that was a great addition to it, to the film itself. But yeah, man, listen, it's long. It's 3 hours, or close to 3 hours. So it's the longest in the franchise, and it's got the least action for the most part of the franchise over the last 4 or 5 films. Interestingly enough, but despite that, it's still great because this movie is just tension from beginning to end. It's crazy. Even just conversations, just the tension is ratchet up. The stakes, we always hear his movies say the stakes have never been higher, and I hate to be that guy, but yeah, the stakes have never been higher. I mean, they really raised the bar here in terms of what it means if Ethan Hunt were to fail. And I really like that, and you can really feel that throughout the film, and all these powers, and the U.S. and all that trying to make a mad dash to sacrifice millions of people to save billions, essentially, right? But there's a lot of emotional moments in here, some surprising moments. There's 2 big action sequences, really. One in the middle with the submarine, which is incredibly intense. It was so well done. What a great job McQuarrie, director, who directed the last couple of Mission Impossibles, did. And that plane sequence, the biplane sequence, which is where you get that that big stunt, right? What Tom Cruise obviously doesn't give a shit about himself. He really doesn't. He could die, and I guess he'll die happily because, man, he's nuts. He's just nuts. The plane sequence is awesome. It's awesome. That's towards the end of the film. He's literally hanging on planes, is flipping around, and from what I hear, there's no wiring used and all that. It's incredible. And I saw it on IMAX. Find the biggest screen possible. It's that good. Listen, there are some flaws in the film. This isn't the best film in the franchise, but I didn't feel the length at all. A couple people I was with also did not feel the length, some may do, but it's really well paced because it's just so tense. You're just so engaged with what's happening, what's going to happen next, and there's a lot of exposition, which I'm not a huge fan of, to be honest with you. But whatever. And the beginning's a little rocky because they throw a lot of stuff at you. Just all this information, kind of recapping what's going on. It's a lot, and it's a lot to take in, right? They didn't just kind of build up. They just kind of threw you in the pool in the deep end and say, here you go, and let's go for a ride. But aside from that, I didn't mind. I didn't have as much action, to be honest with you, because what was given was so compelling. And when they gave you the action, you're like, holy shit. What I'm saying? Those sequences are great. They just really are. This deserves the biggest screen you can watch it. Go to IMAX or a FOMAX, as they call it, what most of the theaters have. because it's really good, man. I was thoroughly entertained. This is a really good film. Really enjoy it. Again, if it's the last, cheers to you. And I mean, like I said, they can make more. I'm not gonna complain. They'll make more. Into Tom Cruise finally kills himself doing some stupid stunt. It is what it is, right? I'm sure he probably go out the way because that's what it seems like when he's doing what things that he does in these movies. So absolutely highly recommend you guys go watch it. Find the biggest theater. It's really fun. Mission Impossible fans are really gonna enjoy it. The crowd, people I spoke to, friends I was with, they all loved it. So absolutely a must watch, and definitely worth the wait as far as I'm concerned over the last couple years. If you guys do, comment below. You think I'm crazy? Won't be the first time you hear it. Won't be the last time I hear it. Maybe I'm totally wrong. Maybe you hated it. Fair enough. Let me know. I'm curious to see what people think about it. If you like it, if you agree with me, whatever the case is below. And of course, if you haven't done so already, subscribe below and free money to go to the movies and talk about it afterwards. See you guys next time.